If you played the game and then now you're watching this, to me they didn't change anything that felt, it diminished what the game story was.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It to me just felt like the things they changed were things kind of like just more in depth. Like, okay, so in the video game there's all this time that you have to spend playing the game, so we can actually we can give a little bit more backstory.
Tess is more the leading force in the game, period, up until this point. In the show, you can see they're a partnership. I feel like that's a really cool, like, different spin. They feel like they're in a relationship, just like an understanding. In the game, I wasn't really sure what their relationship was. I thought they were just surviving together.
I think the big through line between all the changes they're making are because you don't have the gameplay and you have more time to just give backstory, and also it's live action. Your suspension of disbelief is higher. It can't just be, oh, Joel and Tommy come back home and it's like the world's crazy now. Yeah. You kind of have to throughout the day see how things are slowly like, could this thing really take over the world that fast? And then this show they kind of show you a little bit. And it also does one thing that I like, which I don't like about The Walking Dead, that it's like a lot of zombie things do this. The Walking Dead does it, 28 Days Later does it, where they never actually show the world like the moment that the world gets overran by zombies. They always kind of like show you before and then they skip to after.
Yeah, like you're like in it, like after, like you said, after it's been 10 or 15 years past. In the game, Marlene and Ellie had a closer bond. She didn't feel like Ellie was captive all that time. Like, we don't know backstory, like you said, they created more backstory. We don't know how the process went for them to realize that she couldn't turn. So in this game, you see the process. You see her being tied up to the thing and then just waiting to play it out. We didn't see that in the game, which I thought was really cool. So we didn't really see that dynamic before Marlene met Joel and Tess. I love the little subtle changes of, the heritage or the ethnic culture of Joel and his brother Tommy. I like that. I like that they made, his child biracial. Like, oh, okay. I mean, I wish they gave more backstory of the mother. But I guess that's not necessary. That's probably just me wanting that. I want to know what happened to his first wife. Like, what happened? Like, she doesn't miss her. There's no picture around or anything.
That's actually a really good point. And I hope that they give a little bit more. I have a feeling, just with how much time they spent with her, and the fact that he already has a flashback of her. So they established that that flashbacks are a part of the show.
For sure. Because
he already had a flashback that causes him to go crazy and beat this guy up.
Yeah. It's not so much violence, which I was hoping that they didn't bring that so quick into the show. Like, I get having to do what you have to do because this world is not a normal time. But in the game, the player we watched, from the gate, 20 people down, it's just a lot. And I feel like I like the fact that Joel has to do what he has to do, and he always has the attention of, look, I'm just trying to survive and do my best. Because you realize, and I think that's why they threw the whole killing people in the beginning. I feel like, to me, that was a way for them to show that prepare yourself, because a lot of death is going to happen. So the fact that they're burning the bodies in the beginning of the show, to me, was a good way to get people to gear up for what's about to come. Not only did they introduce the problem, which is the zombies, it's coming from a fungus. This is the world you're about to get into.
So last thing I want to do is just run through some of the technical aspects, like cinematography, sound design, things like that, being a filmmaker, being an actress, something we can bring unique to the YouTube community.
I really you didn't talk about the shot inside the car. I really thought that was really nice.
Yeah.
Was that handheld in the car?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Really, it's like a night and people are running around getting infected, there's explosions and things like that, and it's in the trailer, but you don't really see the whole sequence, and it's not one shot. It kind of reminded me of the movie Children of Men. Children of Men is a scene where it's inside a car and it's this long shot and people are trying to take down the car and it's just circling around, and you see outside the windows, and I kind of think that they took a little bit of inspiration of that, but that was meant to look like it was all one shot. This is cut, but I still liked it.
I did.
Last nerdy thing, I think they used very wide lenses for a lot of the close-ups and things, so that you could still see the action going on in the background and things. For instance, there's this really good shot where Joel's daughter is looking at a DVD, and in the background, out of focus, you see someone and they're turning, they're becoming infected, and it's still pretty close to her, but so it's almost still in a close-up, but you can see in the background clear enough, and that you only really can do with like wide lenses. So what did you think about the performances?
Yeah, I think the performances were really relatable and authentic. Yeah, I felt like so far, you just realize how dire the situation is, and everybody's you just feel like you are already like submerged in this world. And Ellie, like, I really love her because I was, like I said, a little afraid that she wouldn't give me the edge that Ellie does in the game, because, you know, I don't need her to be sweet, because how would you be that sweet in a world today? Her little face seems so sweet, so I was like, I don't know how she could play this rough edge little girl, but I was wrong. So I'm really looking forward to see how they evolve.
I mean, ultimately, you know, it's the first impressions. You know, if anybody's out there on the internet be like, oh, they're being too positive or whatever, they're being, it's like it's
yeah,
one
give us some
episode.
time.
But they did a really good job on the one episode, so yeah.
I feel like it was very true, and I feel like I'm excited to see how they keep evolving it, you know?
All right. That's all I gotta say. Bye.
Bye.